On my flight out of LAX, I didn't know what to expect when the captain told us we were having a 12-hour layover in Taiwan. I mean, how'd that happen? I was flying to the Caribbean for spring break. But Taipei, oh, what a city. I thought Taiwan would be just like China, but the vibe was completely different. The people, food, culture. Taipei's subway system, the MRT, is remarkably punctual and shockingly clean. But even with the fastest and most efficient way to get around the city, I didn't know where to go. So I called up my good old friends in Taipei to tour me around. This is Maggie. Ctas knows her as Ai. Li Lingwei, or Wei Ge. And Shuning, our former Ctas bartender. And finally, Gloria, sophomore for life. Having had nothing but airline food for the past 15 hours, I insisted we get a bite of a typical breakfast in Taipei. Our first stop, Fuhang Soy Milk House, one of the more well-known breakfast places in Taipei.
A typical Taiwanese breakfast consists of doujiang or soy milk, both savory and sweet, youtiao or fried dough, fantuan or rice ball with a bunch of shredded dry pork, Chinese pickles, fried eggs, sesame, and more stuff inside.
Fuhang opens at 5:30 every morning with lines that are about this long. Yeah. So instead, we decided to go for the local taste. I have no idea what this restaurant is called, but my friends told me that the no-namers are the best. Unfortunately, Ctas had a little trouble figuring out how to order. But in the end, this is what we had. After a delicious breakfast, we went to Longshan Shi, a Buddhist temple at the heart of Taipei's hustle and bustle.
So Maggie, where are we?
What is this? Every Chinese New Year, people line up to An Tai Shui, or to pacify the Tai Shui god. The purpose of this is to avoid bad luck during the year. They write their names down and give an offering.
Why is this? Is this cultural?
Longshan Temple Station.
People typically walk through the right side because they believe that this is the dragon side, and usually enter from the dragon mouth. And on the left side, it's going to be the tiger side.
There's seven of these incenses because there's apparently 7 furnaces.
So it turns out there's actually a certain way that you have to pray to the gods when you enter a temple like this. But none of my friends actually knew how to do this, so we decided to ask a volunteer.
When you first enter the temple, you need to tell the god your name, where you live, and that you come in a humble mind to pray. If you have anything that you want to ask the god to do a favor for you, this is a place for you to ask.
So there were more steps and rules than we anticipated, but we decided to give it a shot and try our best.
Longshan means Dragon Mountain, but don't come expecting to find teachings on meditation. This is the area where the Taiwanese come to learn who they should marry to or what to name their children by consulting the fortune tellers that set up shops along the roads and alleys around the temple.
Although Longshan Shi is not the biggest temple in Taiwan, there are over 100 deities all scattered in different rooms. To pray to these gods, there are 7 main incense pots for worshippers. To complete one full visit to the temple, you have to pray 7 times and place all of your incenses in each of these pots. So one interesting thing I found was that people only use their left hands to put incense in the pots.
Well, because it's believed that the right hand is dirtier, you have to use the hand with more pureness to put the incense in. Ah.
Okay. This is the guide to help you with your schoolwork.
And the light.
So for all you Cornelians, his name is what is it? Wen.
So are you praying for all Cornelians or all
I'm praying for all of you.
Okay.
You see here the Fude Zhensheng. This is our Digong from last year. He is known to be one of the most people-friendly gods, and a lot of people come to him for he's very kind, and hence the funny stories about him. Yeah. This is the god that helps you find your other half. So what he does is when you are born, he ties a red string on your finger and links you to your other half, and he's the one that knows who your wife and your husband is.
So I'm mostly a non-religious guy, but this was an interesting experience. All the bowing really left me feeling quite humble. After that culturally heavy experience, we decided to take a breather and go somewhere the average tourist would never go, a children's amusement park. As we walked in, Shuning was feeling particularly big.
I feel pretty damn big.
At the Taipei Municipal Children's Recreation Center, you won't find a Mega Drop or Monster Roller Coaster. Instead, you'll find a rainbow Ferris wheel, old-fashioned bumper cars, a double-decker carousel, a dragon boat ride, and a little red train that weaves throughout the park. And though the rides do have size and age limits, they were still perfect for children as young as us.
Hello, little kid.
But, as usual, our Ctas said.
Too expensive.
So we left. Our next stop was Danshui, where we met up with Olivia, our Ctas social chair. Danshui District is a seaside district in New Taipei City. It's named after the Danshui River. Danshui means fresh water. The city is known for its many historical sites and is a great location for viewing the sunset. But one of the most popular attractions here is its food.
Danshui is most famous for its iron eggs. They are eggs that have been repeatedly stewed in a mix of spices and air dried. It is also famed for its ake, a kind of deep fried tofu that has been stuffed with noodles and sealed with fish paste. Since Danshui is next to the sea, you can also see many shops selling fish balls and fish crisps. Thirsty? There are also stands that sell sour plum drink every other store. Oh my goodness. Make the noise.
Oh my god. Wow.
Oh my, describe it.
That's amazing. That's like mind blowing. It's kind of like yuan the texture.
What's so special about yuan though?
It's like fish. It's like you take a bunch of fish and you
Like all Taiwanese old streets, there isn't food without a little bit of entertainment. There are photo booths, carnival games like ring toss, and those little arcade machines that have a knack for emptying your pockets. Unfortunately, Olivia had no luck with the claw. After a whole day's adventure in Taipei, we sat by the dock and, accompanied by the soothing waves, had a little moment to ourselves. Sadly, my 12-hour layover didn't allow me to explore Taipei to my heart's content. But it was all the more beautiful, for now I have a reason to return.